Folks, mic check, can everybody hear me right out there? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Hey, alright, that's a whole lot of thumbs. Once again, everybody, welcome aboard. My name is Captain Jimbo. You guys are aboard the Wild Thing here as we embark ourselves on a 10.5-mile round journey of the Upper Dells. That's the section of the Wisconsin River here, and it is the best section, most scenic section of the entire river. Let's go ahead and turn this boat around, head downriver, check out some cool rock formations, then we'll turn ourselves back around, check out the rest of the Upper Dells today here, folks. Once again, you guys are aboard the Wild Thing here, powered by 3 big block V8 Chevy engines back here, put out about 1,200 horsepower. Each engine's connected to their individual Hamilton 212 water jet back here, puts out about 20,000 pounds of thrust. So let's see if we can't use that all today here, folks, as I once again here welcome you aboard the newest, fastest fleet of jet boats here on the Wisconsin River, the Wild Thing. Here we go. Yet to come, so make sure you guys are hanging on out there nice and tight. You never know if I'm going to spin this boat to the right or to the left here today, and it's only to get more wild as we go, so make sure you're hanging on out there nice and tight. And let's go ahead and head back upriver here, folks. Check out a couple cool rock formations in the rest of the Upper Dells. And in case you haven't checked today's weather, well, it does call for an overcast sky here, mid to high 80s, and 100% chance of showers, so here we go. Wisconsin River, referred to as the gateway to the Upper Dells here. The gateway to the Upper Dells is marked by these two very high rocks on both the right and left shoreline that come close together on the river as they form a gateway to the rest of the river. Now, like I said, marked by these two very high rocks. In fact, the rock on the right here is called High Rock. Yeah, pretty clever names we have here in the Wisconsin Dells. Either way, High Rock off on the right, probably the most photographed and most iconic rock formation of the entire Wisconsin River. So everybody wave over there and say High Rock. And on the left shoreline of the gateway to the Upper Dells there, folks, Romance Cliff. Romance Cliff getting its name from that heart-shaped rock towards the top with that big crack going down the middle. It kind of looks like a broken heart. Or if you're just not quite as romantic like myself, you might think that looks like one big old bent-over butt crack. Not too romantic. Either way, Romance Cliff off the left-hand side there, folks. We are also sitting on the deepest section of the entire 495-mile Wisconsin River as it reaches just over 110 feet deep right through here. So deepest section of the river right in here. And also coming up out of us is Chimney Rock. Chimney Rock is a lot harder to spot, but it's on the right shoreline, 20 yards in front of us yet. It's a 12.5 tall column of rocks disconnect from the cliffside there, tucked behind that tree. Chimney Rock getting its name from the old stick and mortar chimneys of the pioneer days. Great example of what the wind, weather, and rain can do to the soft sandstone here in the Wisconsin Dells as it carves out some cool rock formations. So directly in front of the boat, 5 yards in front of us yet, directly in front of us, Chimney Rock looking like one giant stack of Paul Bunyan pancakes. And finally, folks, coming up on the right shoreline as well, about 60 yards in front of us up there, you're going to see a man's face sticking out of the side of the cliffside. If you look way up there, folks, to see that overhanging rock, it looks like one big old nose up there. A couple cracks in front of that nose, or above that nose, looks like the man's eyes. And a giant slit towards the bottom looks like the man's mouth. Can everybody see that man's face? All right, thumbs up, thumbs down. Not enough to drink yet. All right, fantastic. That right there, Black Hawk's profile. Black Hawk's profile named after Chief Black Hawk, a famous Native American warrior, part of the Fox and Sauk Native American tribes of northern Illinois. Chief Black Hawk led an uprising and revolt against the United States government back in 1832, called the Black Hawk War. After several battles in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, he fought his way up the Wisconsin River here before eventually being captured just west of here towards the Mississippi. And depending on your imagination there, folks, or how many of those summer shanties you've enjoyed so far today, you might be able to tell Chief Black Hawk is wearing a traditional ceremonial headdress out of the trees above. Either way, enough of that, folks. Let's speed things up and head further upriver then. Alright folks, welcome to a little section of the Wisconsin River here referred to as the Narrows. And the Narrows got its name through a very long and boring story, but essentially it's called the Narrows all the way through here because, well, you guessed it, it's very narrow. In fact, it's shortest distance from shoreline to shoreline, about 55 feet all the way across. And this is the part of the river where the old rivermen said the river flips up on its side as it's anywhere from 60 to 90 feet deep all the way through here. So while the rest of the Wisconsin River is wide and shallow, it's narrow and deep right in these parts. And the narrow is also to incorporate a slow no-wake zone, so we are going to take it nice and easy for the next couple of minutes here, folks, especially because, well, to be honest, at this point in the summer, I just can't afford any more tickets, so nice and slow all the way through the Narrows. And as we make our way through the Narrows, we're making our way around a giant rocky island off to our left-hand side. To our left is Black Hawk Island, again getting its name from Chief Black Hawk, as he was supposedly found hiding out on that island during the Black Hawk War. And Black Hawk Island off to the left, all owned and protected by the state of Wisconsin today, all 200 acres of it. So it is off limits to the public gift shops and water parks here in the Dells. So if you're hoping to get one of those, I don't know, lime green tank tops that says something like "Sun's Out, Guns Out," well, you're not going to find it on Black Hawk Island anytime soon. Either way, Black Hawk Island off to our left is home to every single native Wisconsin tree. And coming up ahead, we're going to take a sharp corner in the river. The sharp corner ahead of us, the most dangerous part of today's tour. It's called the Devil's Elbow. And the Devil's Elbow does not look too scary today, and it's not too dangerous either. But about 150 years ago, it would have looked drastically different before they built that hydroelectric power plant and dam in the Wisconsin Dells downtown back in 1909. This water level in the upper Dells anywhere from 15 to 20 feet lower, which did produce some giant whirlpools, jagged rocks right here on this corner. And the lumbermen and loggers in northern Wisconsin, well, they'd cut down giant white pines in the north, take those logs, tie them together, and float them down rivers, log rafts. If they could successfully maneuver that lumber around this corner here, they'd cash in downstream. However, unfortunately, quite a few of those loggers lost their lives right here on this corner, giving its name the Devil's Elbow. Folks, one of the most famous of those rivermen and loggers that would ride those log rafts down through the Narrows here back in the day was a guy by the name of Leroy Gates. Leroy Gates got so good at riding the logs or log rafts through the Narrows here, he actually lodged one of those rafts into the corner of the rocks here and carved his name in the side of the rocks. And if you look directly in front of the boat right now, here I'll get a little bit closer so you can get a better view. Feel free to stand up if you need to as well. It says Leroy Gates Dells and River Pilot from 1849 to 58 right in front of us there, carved right in the rock. Yeah, point that out to the people around you so they can see it as well. Leroy Gates got so good at riding the rafts through the Narrows here, he would actually dress up in his Sunday best clothes, top hat, and coattails and all, and ride those rafts down through the Narrows here, putting on a show for the people of the Dells that would line the shore. About half those people hoping he'd successfully make it through the Narrows here. The other half hoping he'd crash and burn, kind of like an olden day NASCAR. So right in front of us there, it says Leroy Gates Dells and River Pilot from 1849 to 58. Leroy Gates' occupation here on the river, as well as most of those loggers, came to an end in 1858 when the railroad finally came through the Dells. Either way, sit back, relax, enjoy some of the Zac Brown Band as we head upriver. To our left here in just a moment, folks, you'll see where the Wisconsin River splits around Black Hawk Island. In a moment, you'll see a channel over to the left there. That's actually the original channel and riverbed of the Wisconsin River. So roughly a little over 14,000 years ago at the end of Wisconsin's last ice age, this area of Wisconsin was covered in a giant glacier north of here. That glacier started to melt and recede, and it formed a giant glacier lake up north called Glacier Lake, Wisconsin. That glacier lake held back by remaining pieces of the glacier that formed a glacier dam. And when that glacier dam finally melted and gave way, all that water came rushing down the Wisconsin River here at one time, carving out the channel we just traveled through. So off to the left over there, folks, the original channel of the Wisconsin River. I would take us down that channel, check out the other side of Black Hawk Island, but believe me, folks, it looks pretty much exactly the same. So let's just get out of the slow no wake zone and the narrows here, speed things up as we head further upriver. But before we get all the way out of the narrows here, there's one last thing I want to point out to everybody. That's coming up on the right shoreline. There's a big slab of rock sitting nice and vertical. That right to the right there, folks, is the Giant Shield. The Giant Shield getting its name from the fact that it looks like a giant shield. And that there is the unofficial water depth marker of the Upper Dells used by jet boat pilots to see how high the river gets from time to time. In fact, back in the spring of 2011, the river reached the top of that rock, which is pretty hard to believe, but if you can imagine the river all the way to the top of that rock and down the shoreline, it's going to give you a great idea of how much this water level here in the Upper Dells can change from year to year and from season to season. Either way, time to speed things up and head further upriver, so here we go. Coming up ahead, we're going to enter one more narrow passage here on the Wisconsin River called Lover's Lane. So if you're sitting next to that someone special, give them a big old hug, or maybe one fat, wet, sloppy $20 bill. Lover's Lane here does make its way around another rocky island on the Wisconsin River called Steamboat Rock off to our left. Steamboat Rock getting its name by a man named H.H. Bennett or Henry Hamilton Bennett. First man to float down the Wisconsin River with a camera in hand, photograph all the rock formations, giving him the right to name them. He thought the rock on the left here looked like one big old steamboat. Yeah, I don't quite see it either, folks. I think Mr. Bennett just had a little too much of that river water to drink. Either way, Steamboat Rock on our left. On our right at the top of the hill there is Chula Vista Resort and Water Park. Chula Vista, a Spanish word or phrase that roughly translates to pretty view. However, everybody knows what that really means in English. Pretty expensive. Alright, folks, let's get out of Lover's Lane, make our way up to the Wisconsin River Bay, where it opens up quite a bit. We can have a lot more fun. It is, though, about a 2 to 3 hour drive up to the bay there, though, so sit back, relax, take a book or magazine out, maybe play a little Fortnite, and for today's early dinner, of course, I'll pass around a vegetarian lasagna. Pretty good stuff, folks. I made it myself, so here we go. We are at the northernmost point of today's tour, though, folks. You guys look up in front of us to the north there, a little bit to the right. You'll notice it does get pretty shallow all the way up there. In fact, it is so shallow you can walk all the way across from one shoreline to the other with barely getting your knees wet. That up there, folks, is what the majority of the Wisconsin River looks like. Fairly shallow, lots of sandbars, not too many more of these rock formations. In fact, this big bluff off to the left here does mark the end of the rock formations here on the river. And the upper dells, this is Louis Bluff. Louis Bluff is named from another Civil War veteran and Frenchman named Louis Duplay. Louis built a trading post on top of this bluff here at the end of the Civil War. Made a fortune off all the rivermen and lumbermen coming downriver as they'd stop at that trading post up there before hitting the Narrows and the Devil's Elbow further downstream. And Louis lived on top of that bluff up there, folks, with both his wives. Well, not at the same time exactly. His first wife tragically passed away after she ate some poisonous mushrooms off the forest floor. She died of food poisoning. Yeah, never a great idea to eat random mushrooms off the forest floor, but either way, she passed away. So about 2.5 years later, Louis remarried his second wife, but she unfortunately passed away as well. She died of a mysterious head injury. I guess she just wouldn't eat the mushrooms. Alright, sorry about that one, folks. When you come to the Wisconsin Tells, you gotta expect the jokes to get just a little bit cheesy. But alright, I'm done. Let's make our way back downriver here, folks. Check out a couple cool rock formations at the other end of the bay. And you are looking at the widest section of the Wisconsin River here, almost a mile from one shoreline to the other. So here we go. Also, heads up for all the water that's about to head into the boat here, so let's go. some of us maybe. Either way, we are at the other end of the bay here, folks. Here to check out a couple cool rock formations. Off to our left here, to the top of the bluff on our left-hand side, there's some cliff edges overhanging the top of the water up there. That up there is Signal Point. Signal Point getting its name from the indigenous people that used to inhabit this area way back in the day. They just go to the top of the cliffside there to the left, light signal fires, let their fellow man know if it was safe to cross the river or not. So Signal Point off to the left. And in front of us here, folks, we have Sunset Cliff. Sunset Cliff getting its name from all the beautiful colors in the side of the cliffside here due to the mineral deposits of copper and zinc. And Sunset Cliff looks pretty cool late in the evening as the sun sets across the bay. It hits the cliffside just about perfect here and brings out those colors quite nicely. In fact, us jet boat drivers often come out here after a hard day's work, sit in the pontoon boat right in front of the cliffside here, watch the sun set across the bay, and enjoy ourselves a couple cold 30 packs of Coca-Cola. And Sunset Cliff here, also the home of a couple of small birds on the river called the Venezuelan cliff and bank swallow. That bird migrates here every year from Venezuela. It takes them just under 2 months to get all the way up here. And yeah, they make their homes right in the side of the cliffside here by either finding a small hole to live in or build a nice mud nest on the side there made out of saliva and mud from the banks of the Wisconsin River. You're going to see some of those mud nests about 3/4 of the way up the cliffside there. They look like bees' nests all the ways up there. And those small birds will eat about half of their body weight in mosquitoes every day. So yeah, that makes that bird my favorite bird in the history of, well, birds. So yeah, the Cliff and Bank Swallow making its home right in the side of Sunset Cliff here. I'll let you guys enjoy Sunset Cliff just a little bit longer here before I eventually turn this boat back downriver, where I'm going to do a whole lot less talking and a lot more driving. So here we go. Alright folks, welcome back into the Narrows here where you can finally catch your breath for a moment, wring those socks out, soak up any sunlight that maybe pops through the clouds or trees here today. Also good time taking your phones or cameras out and snap some photos of family and friends on today's tour here. Maybe even take a photo of your beautiful jet boat driver you got here today, or probably more likely just take a photo of the beautiful scenery of the Wisconsin River. Either way, sit back, relax, enjoy the sights and sounds of the Narrows here as we take it nice and easy all the way down river here, folks. Folks, we are about to hit the final stretch of today's tour, make our way out of the Narrows in the slow no-wake zone and back to the dock. We always have a couple of options to finish out today's tour. Option number one, we take it nice and slow like this all the way back, up and on some nice classical relaxing music for everybody out there. Nice and easy boat ride all the way back to finish the day out. Or option two, we go fast. What do you guys want to do out there? One or two? Alright, option two it is. Let's crank it up and get wild one last time before we make it all the way back to the dock here, folks. Here we go. guys have fun out there today? Hey, alright, not too bad, I'll take it. Either way, we do unfortunately got to make our way back to the dock here, folks. A couple of favors to ask everybody as we dock the boat. First off, I do ask everybody, please keep all body parts inside the boat, especially on that left-hand side there. Keep all arms, legs, fingers, knees, toes, elbows inside the boat. We don't want anybody getting pinched between the boat and the dock itself today. That make for a pretty bad day here in the Dells. Also, please remain seated while we dock the boat today, folks. If everybody got up at one time, made a mad dash to the dock, we'd start to rock this boat, flip it over, flip those other boats over. There'd be fire, explosion, debris all over the place. It'd be massive chaos. So please remain seated while we dock the boat today, folks. And we're going to unload this boat one row at a time here, starting with that very front row, working our way back. So please remain seated until the row in front of you is all the way off the boat. If you guys enjoyed today's tour, feel free to leave a comment or rating on Facebook or TripAdvisor as well. Just remember to include that you rode the WildThing here with Captain Jimbo. If you didn't like today's tour, well, that's okay as well. In that case, you're going to let everybody know that you rode the Condor over there, and my name was Captain Dylan, all right? Otherwise, if you guys enjoyed any of the music, drive your information out here as well, folks. Any tips or gratuity are always greatly appreciated as well by your captain here if you guys enjoyed all that water you got on you today. But other than that, I just want to thank you one last time for taking a little boat ride with me here today. Hope you guys had fun out there. I know I did, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time right here in the wonderful Wisconsin Dells.